there is no doubt that climate change is a very serious problem. According to a recent report by the Intergovernmental Panel of Climate Change, even if all the industrialized nations of the world became carbon neutral overnight, the problem would continue to get worse. In short, it's not enough to stop pumping megatons of CO2 into the atmosphere. We also have to start removing what we have already put there. Luckily, we have a solution. So stay tuned because this is Rebound Talks. There is a technique called the carbon capture comes into play. Taking their cue from the nature, an international team of research from the University of Waterloo, Ontario, has created an artificial leaf that mimics of carbon scrubbing abilities of the real thing. But rather than turning atmospheric CO2 into a source of fuel for itself, the leaf turns it into a useful alternative fuel. In nature, green plants convert atmospheric CO2 and water into glucose and oxygen through the process of photosynthesis. The glucose is then used by the plants as a fuel source while the oxygen gas is released. The same idea to redesign their artificial leaf is used, which relies on a very similar process but produce different end products. The key to the process is cuprous oxide, a cheap red powder. This powder is added to water where it serves as the catalyst as carbon dioxide is pumped in and a solar simulator shines a beam of light into the solution. The resulting chemical reaction produces oxygen gas while the CO2, water and powder solution are converted into methanol. Since methanol has a lower boiling point than water, the solution is heated and the methanol is collected as it evaporates. This process mirrors similar research being conducted at the University of Cambridge in the UK, where researchers have developed a device that uses photosynthesis produced by sunlight and cobalt light absorber to turn water and CO2 gas into syngas. This substance is made from a mixture of hydrogen and carbon monoxide and is used in the manufacture of alternative fuels, pharmaceuticals, plastics and fertilizers. It is also similar to the artificial tree concept developed by the Klaus Lackner, director of the Landfish Center for Sustainable Energy at Columbia University. Years back, Lackner proposed a method where trees with resin-coated plastic leaves would remove as much as 100 times of CO2 from the air as natural trees. Once the leaves have soaked up so much as carbon dioxide as they can, they are placed in water to create biofuels. A process like this is exciting for two reasons. First of all, removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere will help to slow the climate change. Second, the resulting alternative fuels will allow the people to continue relying on non-electric automobiles, thus giving us more time to make the transition to carbon neutral living. In the future, additional steps will be taken to increase the methanol yield and commercializing the patented process so it can be used for industrial purposes. But it still sounds a longer term to do so. So in the next amazing video, keep learning and keep rebounding.